Hi everyone, Philippa Thornton, founder and director of MarriageWorks. Welcome to the December MarriageWorks Monthly Support YouTube podcast. Great to see you all. Thank you for watching. Now, of course, December, it's the month of Christmas. And what Christmas means for many of us, it can be both happy, somewhere in between, and not so happy. And it's always generally connected with family. So this is a month for family. When I went to the States a couple of years ago, pre-COVID, to meet a wonderful mentor and friend of mine, Michele Weiner Davis, she said something very interesting to this, a 40-odd therapist. She said, therapists should not cut off from people. And what she meant by that was cutting off emotionally. We should be able to repair relationships. So that's what the theme of December's monthly MarriageWorks support YouTube is all about. How can you reconnect with your family in a way, if it feels right for you? I'm not talking about where it's incredibly dangerous, but I'm talking about where you as an adult can connect with your brother, your sister, your mother, your father, a grandparent, an auntie or an uncle, in a way that can be respectful of them for who they are and respectful of yourself. And what I'm going to suggest here is a little technique we use in resource therapy. It's fascinating because I don't know if you noticed there's an empty chair here right next to me. Now, in that empty chair, there's a little exercise we can do that will help you understand the family members, your relatives' perspective on things. It's on the Resourceful Therapist, actually, as a podcast there, another channel I have. But have a look. This is what a little exercise you can do for yourself to help clear anything up and gain clarification. So we have two chairs here. I'll bring this chair around. As I'm sitting in my own chair, I'm going to speak and have the relative, whoever that is, right there in front of me as if they're really there. And I'm going to say something like, Mom, I want you to know how I feel about. And I'm going to share my heart, and I'm not feeling good, and I want us to be, I don't know, really. I can't get over, or I need you to know. And you share from your perspective. Then the next part of the operation is you stand up and walk across to this chair and be mum. And just let yourself settle into being mum, having heard yourself. And you might say, well, Philippa, yeah, I didn't know that, or I knew that. I didn't realize how upset you were. I'm sorry you are, or whatever the response is, it's okay. And I do love you. Family time, Christmas time is important. It would be great if we could spend that together. Even though I'm in New Zealand, standing up, then we cross over once this back to my own seat. Philippa, here I am. I say, thank you, Mum. I love you too. I don't know what to do. And then there's another technique we use to just be able to breathe in and let all the heaviness sink through and out our feet into the ground. All the guilt, all the shame, all the resentment, all the anger, all the hurt. Just letting it go and then shaking it off just temporarily, and see how that feels. Now, of course, you can always suck it up back through the earth, but those type of heavy negative emotions are not useful. And you might do that process a couple of times, toing and froing, until you feel like there's been a shift for you, because that's what it's really about. It's not really about the other person there in that chair. So really, that's an opportunity for you to say what you probably have wanted to say for a long time, or have never been able to, or maybe you even have had the conversation out here. However, this way it's free and clear for you to have that conversation. And there's no recall apart from your own. So, but when you sit in this other chair over here, you're going to get another perspective. That's all. Doesn't matter whether that perspective's negative or positive, but you're going to get that emotional felt sense in your relative's chair over this side. And when you bring that back over here in your own chair, you will gain an understanding of their viewpoint. Doesn't mean you have to agree, but you'll know how it feels. And of course, we call this sometimes the closure conversation in resource therapy. Doesn't mean I'm suggesting you actually go and physically have that conversation. This is an exercise just for you and your emotional self to help you feel some sort of sense of connection or closure around this relationship. Don't be surprised if you get a phone call or something from that relative. I've seen that happen quite a lot. The next day, the person went, gee, I've been thinking about you, and this may offer you a clearer way forward. As I'm suggesting, you repair. And that's what relationships are all about. It's not the rupture, which we all have. It's about the repair in a way that supports both you and that person, respecting them. Because if they're your relative, they are sharing your genes, they are sharing some of your traits, and they help contribute to you. Especially if it's a parent, a mum or a dad, because whatever they did a couple of really great things, I like to say to people. First thing is they gave you life. That's a wonderful thing. You would not be here if not for them. The second thing they gave you, they donated your genetics, your intelligence, your perkiness, your looks, even some of the temperament. Doesn't mean they were perfect. It's not about that. But there's, and you know, it's a really helpful thing to have. We can all do in this unsettled time to have more connections. So that's a little exercise for December from MarriageWorks, the family reconnecting type of process. It may not be reconnecting, but it's reconnecting with ourselves on the inside and releasing any hurt, anger, resentment, jealousy. So good. You know, you can put your brother in the chair, your sister, your daughter, your son. I really advocate those things, and just share your pain and speak from their perspective and see what happens. Love to hear your results. Please drop a comment in the box below. Thank you for watching, and sign up and subscribe to the YouTube channel, and there'll be more. Thank you very much. Bye.